Yeah. Look out your window. Knicks fans is on your block. Y'all know the Knicks run the city. Pull them shades back. Look out your window. Look down there on the block. That's Knicks fans right there. It's about that time. It's about that time of the week where you get ready for your work week with the man that is so smooth he does not require a chaser. Your main man, the real, still the real Anthony D. And your main man, Jersey's finest, the hood representative, Uncle Freezy. Hey, everybody. Peace, peace, peace. Good morning. Welcome back, everybody, to Old School Knicks. Y'all know the vibe. It's the place where we talk Knicks from an old school perspective. And today we're going to be talking about trade deadlines. I'm going to do something real quick. My man Anthony D will be here in a few seconds. And I'm going to just put some piggies in the microwave, so to speak. Hold on. All right, here we are, everybody. Had to put some socks on, man. It's a little chilly in here. Is it cold where y'all are at? Is it cold where you guys are? Man, it is where I'm at. It's 31 degrees. Good Lord. I had to put some socks on, man. I had to put some pigs in a blanket just now, man. Man, my feet were cold, man. I'm in here trying to be hardcore, trying to be Mr. Timberland. You know what I'm saying? But listen, everybody. So the trade deadline is upon us, right? The trade deadline is coming up, and full disclosure, I think the Knicks are about to make the move. Salute to Bully. Bully's like, hell yeah, man, this cold money out here. Salute to Alawaz. Alawaz says, it's brick out here. It's freezing out here. Going on out here, man, in these streets, man. It's crazy. Andios is in the building. Right. 21, but feel like it's 18, bro. Where I'm at is 31 and feel like it's 21. Man. So my main man, Anthony D, will be here in a few minutes, man. He, you know what I'm saying, running a little bit behind time. So he'll be here in a little bit, with everything. Oh, he might be here on the way. Let me see what AD's saying. Let me see. This him right here. So AD is saying, okay. Oh, he said okay. Let me see. All right. D Nice is in the building. Billy says, I wish I could wear my 40 below Timbs and my sheep head. So, yeah, but you got to be in uniform, sir. Hey, you got to, when you protect the president. Oh, I forgot. I forgot I couldn't say that, right? Oh, boy. Now them people going to come to my house knocking on the door. I done said that Bully be wearing the black and white suit protecting the man. So now them boys going to be at my house knocking on the door. Oh, boy. So the trade deadline is going to be a little bit wonky, right? We don't want it to be like trade deadlines of the past. Is what we don't want, right? We don't want it to be like trade deadlines of the past where you get your hopes up for 6 weeks and then after Christmas is over, you start talking about the trade deadline, and then right before Valentine's Day, your heart gets broken. Right. So we don't want to be in that scenario. I don't think the Knicks front office is going to be in that type of scenario this year. It doesn't seem like it. What it seems like to me is that the Knicks are going to do something. It's inevitable. Right. It's inevitable. The Evan Fournier contract has to be moved within the next few days. Right. It has to be moved within the next few days. The next, I don't know, 15 days. I don't know. The next 15 days or so, man, it's got to be moved. And it's got to be moved because I think all parties involved are basically frustrated where we are with the Evan Fournier contract, which right now is more important than Evan Fournier, to be honest with you. I think if the Knicks could send Evan Fournier away from the team and just have his contract, I think they would do that. If they could just send Evan Fournier away somewhere and let him work out on his own and just have the Evan Fournier contract on the book until they can move it, like how teams did PJ Tucker and Jay Crowder, I think the Knicks would do it. But Evan Fournier has been nothing but classy with the Knicks. Now, away from the Knicks, he gets a little greasy, right? But with the Knicks, it's not like he's, not rooting for the team, not invested in the team and all of that stuff, right? But what I will tell you is if you're an NBA player and you're watching this Evan Fournier thing play out, if I were an NBA player, I would not have the Knicks at the top of any of my wish lists, free agency or trade, because of how they did Evan Fournier and how the Knicks fans are complicit with how they did Evan Fournier. If I'm Zach LaVine, I'm like, yo, how you want me to come there and look at how y'all doing Evan Fournier? If I'm any Clutch client, I'm straight up looking at y'all like, yo, how y'all want me to come there after y'all did Obi Toppin, Cam Reddish, and Evan Fournier? As a Knicks fan, I don't want to hear that. But at the same time, facts are facts. So if this is your first time joining the channel or clicking on the channel, man, consider subscribing to the channel, hitting that like button. Our goal for 2024 is to increase. I think our goal was to try to get 100 subscribers a month. If you can help us do that, please. Please consider subscribing. Right? Please consider subscribing to the channel, helping a young channel like this one grow grow beyond what it's been doing here. We want to make sure that we put out quality content for you guys. Coach says, is Fournier clutch? I don't think he is. I don't think he is. I don't know if it's clutch or not. I remember his agent when he signed. I don't remember who it is right now. East Blue Drew says, you already do. Hey man, thank you, East Blue Drew. Hey man, that it's because of y'all, man. Mike is in the building. Mike says, you're right to an extent, but Tibbs was also right about ability of all those players too. Yeah. Yeah. No. What I'm talking about is not that, bro. What I'm talking about is Mike, if you're hearing me, maybe I should say it more clearly. Like, not their ability on the floor, how it was handled is what I'm talking about. How it was handled, right? How Tibbs, once you get out of the rotation, he don't even talk to you, things like that. That's what I'm talking about. Now, of course, I'm on the outside looking in, and I'm listening to random whispers and such and all of that. But what I am saying is that seems to be the case. Trade deadline. My feeling is at the trade deadline, the Knicks are not going to make a major move. I think Knicks fans are going to be heartbroken when they see DeJounte Murray traded to the Orlando Magic for two young players. I think the Knicks are going to be heartbroken when they see Zach LaVine traded to the Indiana Pacers. All in moves you never saw coming. I think the Knicks are going to be disappointed. The Knicks are going to be disappointed when you see the Atlanta Hawks trade for Kyle Kuzma. Right. I think the Knicks fans are going to be disappointed when they see moves between the Washington Wizards, Atlanta Hawks, when they see the Charlotte Hornets make moves with the Orlando Magic or something, and the Knicks pursue Bruce Brown and don't get him. Because if you're the Knicks, you're in a situation where you desperately want a superstar, but a superstar is not available, but you have the assets to get a superstar. And then you have to do the valuation. Do you trade superstar assets for somebody that's not a superstar? And what we know by what the Knicks do, no, they will not. The Knicks will not overpay for a guy. And that's where we are. Should the Knicks overpay for a guy? Absolutely not. Right? I think the Knicks will probably pursue I think the rumors are true. They'll probably pursue a Bruce Brown type guy. Somebody that can play, somebody that could be the big guard. Somebody that's a bigger guard or an average size guard that plays bigger. In the mindset of a Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, Quentin Grimes, makes all the sense in the world for the Knicks if that's what they feel like is the answer. Now, do I agree with that move or those series of moves? Absolutely not. Miguel P. back again. La Wise is in the building. And Big Mike says Bruce Brown and Josh Hart on the same roster is redundant. I'm gonna disagree in that Bruce Brown as the Swiss Army knife does have point guard skills. Is he an elite point guard? Of course not. Is he a backup point guard? Of course not. Can he play make? Yes, absolutely. 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 Right? He can do those things. He can do all the stuff that Josh Hart can do and play point guard. Play make a little bit. Josh Hart cannot do that. And Josh Hart has come out this week and said that his knee is hurting. To me, the option, if you're going that way, is Alec Burks. Less expensive, expiring contract, knows the system, knows the players, has played here before. I think the move, if you're going for the Swiss Army knife, is Alec Burks. Right? Not that I like the move, but if you're going to make the move, then I think that's the move to make. My preference, if you're bargain bin shopping, is D'Angelo Russell. That's who I prefer. I prefer a guard with point guard skills, high upside, very, very low downside, peaks and valleys type guy. But on his best days, he could be the best man on your roster. And on his worst days, you can bench him. It is what it is. Sorry, not sorry. In that scenario, listen, I'm doing Evan Fournier and Grimes for D'Angelo Russell. Because on his best days, he's better than Jalen Brunson. On D'Angelo Russell's best days, he is a better player than Randle and Brunson. On his worst days, he's not an NBA player. And the reason why he is not a hot commodity is because from day to day, you don't know which D'Angelo Russell you getting. Miguel P says Schroeder. I like Schroeder also. I would get both. I would get both of them. I could see a scenario where the Knicks get Schroeder and Burks, or Burks and Russell, or Burks and Schroeder. Some combination. What I'm getting at is we can't have nights like the last few nights that Deuce McBride has been having in the playoffs. We can't have this version of Deuce that we're seeing in June. And I watched Ron's show last night or yesterday afternoon. Shout out to Ron from Still Knicks Fans. They were talking about acquiring Lauri Markkanen. I'm not for that if we're tinkering with the core. I don't want to trade Randle mid-season. If you trade Randle, man, trade him in the summer. Right? Trade him in the summer. If you want to trade him, you should trade him last summer. Or trade him this summer. If that's what you got. If you got to do it. Of course, you guys know I don't want to trade any of the rotation players. I want to have the rotation be better get chemistry and synergy. Tough love in the building. You said D-Lo, ew. And listen, me too. I absolutely. If you heard the preface, if you heard the preface to this, then you know I'm not. Yo, you already know that this is not the move that I want to do. But if you're gonna scrape the bottom of the barrel for playoff guards, here we are. Yo, Mike, let it go. Man, that was 15 years ago, man. Mike, that was 18 years ago, bro. You gotta, hey man. Nunez in the building. Problem with trading Randle in the summer is he has a bad playoff. Again, his value goes down, sell high, not low. Well, the thing is though, is if you trade him now and then you have a bad playoff, then what? Right? All the scenarios come to the fore. What we want to do is decrease the number of open-ended scenarios, right? The move to make is to let Randle get you to the playoffs, and by the time the playoffs are here, have the team be better where you don't have to depend on Randle. That's the move. The move is understanding that Julius Randle is a regular season player, right? Basically, what I'm saying is take a cab to the airport. You know you flying, just take a cab there. Don't take a cab to the destination, right? Say, for instance, you in New York and you want to get to Los Angeles, right? Right? Drive your car to the airport and fly. Don't drive your car to Los Angeles. That's what I'm saying with Randle, right? If you have a sense that Randle will let you down in the playoffs, but you know he is a regular season all-star, then let him be the regular season all-star. And then by the time the playoffs get here, you have added an OG Anunoby and a DeJounte Murray. Now, when the playoffs get here, you can't blame Randle because now you have Brunson, DeJounte Murray, OG Anunoby, Hartenstein, Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, Precious Achua, right? To go along with Randle. Now all Randle has to do is what Randle does naturally. Grab rebounds and finish at the rim. Randle's a regular season all-star. Don't try to make him into a playoff MVP. Nah, we're asking too much. You know Randle's good. You know Randle is good in the playoffs. I mean, good in the regular season, right? So let Randle do what he did last night, triple-double against a bad team. He throwing flashy passes and all this stuff. You blow a team out by 20, 25, 26, 30. Let Randle be the regular season MVP. So what? Think about it. If he makes the All-Star game and Brunson don't be mad. Brunson is going to be your postseason MVP. Don't be mad. Jerry Fitz says trade Randle. That's fine. I know. Jerry Fitz, and listen, man. Y'all already know the vibe. Like when people say something, I respond to it. Y'all know I don't want to trade Randle. Right? Y'all know I don't want to trade Randle, right? But it's one of those things. It's one of those things like for the old school cats that remember when in the regular season you have 3 running backs in the regular season, right? All of them look good. But when the playoffs start, your bell cow take you home. Y'all remember all those great backups Emmitt Smith used to have? Emmitt Smith used to have a lot of great back. Sherman, whatever his name is, and Chris Warren, and all those dudes, they used to look great in the regular season behind Emmett. When the playoffs come, they was on punt coverage. Y'all remember all those great backup running backs the Redskins used to have? And then when the playoffs come, they feature in one guy. Craig Queen's in the building. Was good. E. Gibson in the building. Salute. The trade deadline comes. I'll tell you who I would like the Knicks to go after. Right. And I'm gonna do like bargain basement, reasonable shopping, and crazy expectations. And I'm going to do it from a perspective of it's championship or bust. Right? I'm going to do the 3-tier system of who I think the Knicks should go after. But from a mindset of it's championship or bust. To die for is in the building. Salute. So which one do y'all want to go? You know what? I'll start at the bottom first. I'll start at the bottom first. I think the bottom move that the Knicks should make, I mentioned it this week, right? I'm sending Evan Fournier and Quentin Grimes to the Toronto Raptors for Dennis Schroeder, Jalen McDaniels, and Christian Koloko. And on the surface, that seems like, man, you giving away Grimes. No, I'm not giving away Grimes because, in theory, Dennis Schroeder is a better player than Quentin Grimes right now and in the immediate future. Dennis Schroeder, as a backup point guard, is a better player than Quentin Grimes right now and for the next 2 years, in my opinion. But you have to give them Fournier in order for the money to work and for you to get a backup center. And while it seems like a backup center, while it seems like this trade doesn't work, guess what? Isaiah Hartenstein is hurt right now as we speak. All right, Isaiah Hartenstein is hurt. And your starting center rotation right now is Precious Achiuwa and Jericho Sims. Your backup point guard right now in this moment is Deuce McBride. And so while it sounds like the most unsexy of all unsexy moves, it's akin to our parents giving us a peanut butter and jelly sandwich before dinner because dinner is gonna be late. That's what it's akin to, right? Y'all know the vibe. Y'all know the vibe. The vibe is right now Hartenstein is hurt. And the Knicks went out and got Precious Achiuwa because they had zero faith in Jericho Sims, right? But now even Hartenstein is hurt. Do you have faith in Jericho Sims as your starting center? Thank you. When they moved Jericho Sims from the starting lineup, this team got up to a roaring. This team is red hot. Pastor J says, I love the trade. He says Evan Fournier, Grimes, Jericho Sims, Rokas, draft rights, Washington, protect for and come on, Marvin Bagley. Oh boy, is this a St. John's thing? Is this a St. John's versus Syracuse thing? I'm trying to pump Syracuse, and somebody maybe is trying to. Is this another Johnny trying to take over the show? One Johnny is late, and then another Johnny has a thing on the screen. Is that what's happening? I'm not trading all that for Tyus Jones and Marvin Bagley, man. I would rather give them Grimes for Daniel Gafford straight up and move on. I'd rather give them Grimes for Daniel Gafford straight up. That's it. The St. John's alums is out here trying to do all these excellently calculated trade scenarios and such, and protected first to Washington for Tyus Jones and Marvin Bagley. That's the hey Craig. That's like the friendly nudge. You know how you be ribbing your homeboy. Yo, that's wild. But that's my bargain. That's my bargain bin trade scenario, right? My bargain bin trade scenario is Dennis Schroeder, Jalen McDaniels, and Christian Coloco. And all Coloco is, all those guys are peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at 345. That's it. They're like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at 345, so the kids can't be telling you that they're hungry. The 4:30 peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Like, here, eat this, man. Dinner's gonna be at 8:15. Sherwin is in the building. Hit me up. What's good? My middle trade scenario is this. The Bucks pick, the Washington Wizards pick, and Evan Fournier to Atlanta for DeJounte Murray. And I'm using trade exceptions to close the gap. That's it. Because you can't carry trade exceptions forever. You just can't. You don't. I think you get 365 days, 1 year to use it. And I think if they don't use one of them, I think if they don't use the Obi one, it's good until the draft. I'm gonna put this up here just for. All right. So the DeJounte Murray thing, Fournier, 2 protected picks for DeJounte Murray. And I'm gonna use Grimes. I'm trading Quentin Grimes for Denny Avdija. That's my move. That second tier is DeJounte Murray, Denny Avdija. I'm sorry if it's not as sexy as you thought it was gonna be, but so in the top tier trade, my pie in the sky trade, right? My pie in the sky trade is Donovan Mitchell. I'm giving Cleveland all 4 of the protected other teams' picks. Pastor Jay says, that's what we want. Please, please. Yeah, yeah. Wiz says, I agree. Laurie in the summer, if Randle fails this playoffs, I am Deuce Hive, and the Knicks need one of those D'Lo or Dennis, DeJounte or Donovan. Yeah. I'm here to tell you, I'm giving up Evan Fournier and Grimes and the 2 trade exceptions. I'm using the Mitchell Robinson insurance money and all of that. Right. For Donovan Mitchell. And I'm still going to see if I can acquire a Trey Murphy or a Denny Avdija after that. Right? Because I think we need a big wing off the bench. I think you can find a big man off the street. I think right now the Knicks should be signing Bismack Biyombo as we speak. A random journeyman big. I think the Knicks should be signing Blake Griffin right now. The only reason why I brought up Bismack Biyombo's name is because I just like saying Bismack Biyombo. I just like saying it. Right? Bismack Biyombo. I just like saying that. Right? I don't know if he is on a roster or not, but he seems like the perfect. The Grizzlies waived Bismack Biyombo on Wednesday. Adrian Wojnarowski reports he played major role for the depleted front court all season. Blah, 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 blah. Leon Rose. Go get Bismack Biyombo. Stop playing, please. Leon Rose, just go get Bismack Biyombo, please. I mean, just add him. You know, a veteran big man. He knows his role. This don't have anything to do with trade deadline acquisitions and all that stuff. Just go get a quality. I almost called him quality. Bear, did you hear me? Bear, did you? Bear, did you? I almost said quality and Bismack Biyombo in a same. I'm talking to the bear, y'all. I almost said quality big man and Bismack Biyombo in the same breath, y'all. I'm sorry. He's a body. He's energy. He is what Jericho Sims is going to be in 10 years. Sherwin says Zach LaVine is just a smaller, more athletic Fournier. What? Charles Barkley is just a smaller, more athletic Shaquille O'Neal. I don't get it. I don't get it. I missed that one. But anyway, go get Donovan Mitchell. Give the Milwaukee pick, the Detroit pick, the Washington pick, the Dallas pick, Fournier, Grimes, the trade exceptions, and include a third team if you have to. But do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. My belief is that Tom Thibodeau can take a 6'3" hyper athletic guard and turn that player into the league MVP. One could only dream what Jalen Brunson would look like taking uncontested 3-point shots. One could only dream. One could only dream what it would be like. Did Jalen Brunson? So Jalen Brunson played last night. I'm gonna check Jalen Brunson's 3-point attempts last night. So Jalen Brunson last night was 5 of 11 from 3. Jalen Brunson on the season from 3-point range is 42.7% on the year. That's his career high. Jalen Brunson is taking a career high 6.7 threes per game. One could only imagine what those numbers would look like if Jalen Brunson had someone in the backcourt that can help him create more threes. Mike, what's good, boss?
What's going on? What's going on, Freezy?
Ain't nothing to it, man. I'm chilling. I'm going through my 3 trade deadline scenarios. I have another one that's honorable mention. I'm gonna save that one because I just wanted to make y'all laugh, right? But this one here, Donovan Mitchell, I know what people are gonna say right off the rip. The small backcourt can't win a championship, right? Or they'll say something like, we don't have enough we won't have enough basketballs to go around. Right. Or the defense will suffer with Donovan Mitchell in it. Or they'll say something along the lines of Leon Rose will never pull the trigger on a deal like that. Or Donovan Mitchell may not be built for the moment. He might not be built for New York. So what do you think? What do you think? What do you think the Knicks are going to do at the trade deadline? Just putting you on the spot right away.
Oh yeah. It's all good. The trade deadline. I don't think they're gonna do the Spider Mitchell trade just because is ready to let him go. I think they're gonna ride out this current version of the team that they got with with Mobley, Garland, and ain't nobody going to Cleveland as a free agent, so they got to ride that out and figure it out. Me personally, I think they should do the Malcolm Brogdon trade. I'm really not on board with the DeJounte Murray joint. Even though I know they're gonna stagger the minutes and things like that, the starting unit is looking right now with DiVincenzo. It's kind of just flowing the way it's supposed to. Rather somebody to come in off the second unit and be able to control the pace and scoring and things like that. So for me, Brogdon is the because even on those nights where DiVincenzo cooked on the perimeter, you could slot Brogdon right in there because ain't he like 6'5"?
Right.
So you could slide him right there in the shoot. He could pick up the slack because sometimes DiVincenzo does get cooked. Off ball defender, he's a great help defender, but that point of attack, he really. So if I had to choose, I would say Brogdon.
All right. My trepidation with the Malcolm Brogdon thing is twofold. Managing his body until we get to the playoffs is going to be problematic for the Knicks, I think. When you want to bring someone in that to help manage the bodies of Randle and Brunson. Right. Also, the price point for a Malcolm Brogdon, if it's the same as DeJounte Murray, there's no question that you go DeJounte Murray. In my opinion.
Yeah, this is true. I agree as far as like is the more talented player. I just think more so just street not rocking the boat kind of situation. I already think that Brogdon is already. I'm not too sure how Murray is gonna feel about what it is. And real quick, never said that Brogdon, but he is a better point of attack defender than DiVincenzo is.
Okay. Right. No, I agree. We assume nothing. Yeah, I'm not assuming anything.
I'm talking to the chat. I'm talking to the chat.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I'm talking to. But if I was the I think Murray is better than. I think he's better than Brogdon. Just the standpoint, I think it would be an easier transition to fit Brogdon and Nessel.
Right, because Brogdon is a playoff guard for one. Let's establish that. Right. The reason why Brogdon is in the conversation at all is because he's a playoff guard and has been. Right. Our thing with Brogdon is over the years is his body doesn't necessarily hold up, into in short, intense playoff series. You're always thinking every time he hits the floor or goes to the basket, he may be hurt. Right. Which no big deal. That's just a feeling. Right. But at the same time,
matter of fact, freezing. Let me throw something at you real quick. What you think? I heard it from another Knicks content creator. So, what about the Bogdanovic kid from Atlanta? I've heard people want that to be an option as well. What do you think about that?
Man, you cut me off when I was cooking on Brogdon for that. For Bogdanovic. You cut me off. Legit. You cut me off for Bogdanovic. I heard
somebody say it the other day.
People say a lot of crazy stuff, bro. Here we gotta talk brother. Like here when
I heard people saying it. I heard people saying it, man.
Yeah, people say a lot of crazy stuff, bro. Right, but here when I'm rocking, man, I try. I try to legit, no lie, just be. Man, on court basketball and strategy is what you want is what I'm going to talk to you about. And I know
I dig it.
Yeah, but when people, yeah,
no fantasy land. I got you.
Yeah, what would in your mind? What does a Bogdanovic trade even? How does that help the Knicks?
For me, I honestly wouldn't do. One thing that would make sense to me is the salary because he doesn't make as much, but. But I heard I heard some other Knicks content creators saying that. So I bounce it off the wall, see what anybody thought about it. But I don't agree. I want Murray, or that's pretty much it. That's where in the sand is either Murray would be the first choice just because he's the. I just think because of the way just because of the way Tibbs is and the way he kind of leans on his guys, I think Brogdon will be guy than Murray. That's pretty much what it boils down to. Not that he's. I think Brogdon will be more of a Tibbs guy than Murray would be.
No, I don't agree with any of that. I think it's people just trying to make the trade deadline conversation more robust by adding more names to it. But man, are you suggesting he come here and be a starter at the 2 or coming off the bench?
Who, bro?
No, I'm talking about you in the
Brogdon
conversation point.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
The conversation point is the conversation point. Bogdanovic coming here, starting over DiVincenzo at the 2, or having him come off the bench.
Oh, I would have him come off the bench as well, just because he's already used to doing that in Atlanta.
All right. So in my mind, there's no difference between him and Fournier.
Yeah.
In my mind,
Bogdan?
Yep. In my mind, Fournier is a better playmaker. Bogdanovic is a better scorer, but Fournier on some nights can be a great scorer. But Fournier at least plays within the flow of an offense, is willing to play alongside of a primary or secondary playmaker. Bogdanovic is
I'm gonna have to
a shooter scorer. You're talking about from the Hawks, right?
I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree. Yeah.
Right.
15 on the Hawks. He is way better than Fournier. I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree on that for you. But yeah, like off that, I just want that.
No, well, wait. No, if you disagree,
because I thought it was kind of foolish.
That's the only reason I was actually why you disagree. If you disagree, why do you disagree?
Oh yeah, I disagree just because of the fact that I don't think that he's good at Murray or Brogdon. That's why because the way that I heard it make more sense because he makes, he shoots, and da.
Play makes for who?
Those two guys. But for you to say Fournier,
who does Bogdanovic play make for?
Bogdanovic, he can pass the ball.
Bruh.
He can play make better than Fournier. He can't play make better than Fournier?
No.
He's way better than Fournier. What are you watching? What are you watching? You just said Fournier is better than Bogdan. Last time you seen that man play?
Me? Hold on for just a second. No, man. You can't sell me on that. Hold on. No, you can't sell me on the Bogdanovic one. No, I'm not buying it. And trust and
he's
trust.
Better than Fournier.
Trust. Yeah, hey, you're not the only one with league. You're not the only one with league pass, bro. A lot of us have league pass. A lot of us watch the Hawks.
And this is what I'm saying to you. So if you got league pass, tell me that Fournier is just as good as a player as Bogdanovic. Classes re-script, man. Matter of fact, that's wild right there.
What I'm telling you is why trade assets for a guy that is not that much better than Evan Fournier. They're the same player archetype. Why am I moving assets?
They're definitely not the same player. I can't.
Oh, okay.
I can't agree on that. They're not the same player. Not the same player archetype.
Okay.
Can't agree on that.
Okay. I feel you on that. I'm just to make sure that I'm not crazy. I'm looking at the Atlanta Hawks stats right now, just to make sure that I'm not losing it. Right. But my man is 16 points a game, 3 rebounds, 2.5 assists, and he shoots 36.5% from 3 and 42.5% from the floor. Right now, I mean those are his numbers today on the season. So Bogdanovic
better
at
than
42.5% from the floor and 36.5% from three, averages 2 assists, is better than Evan Fournier.
Yes. Yes. Evan Fournier is a parking cone. What are we talking about?
Wait. So now we're talking about Bogdanovic's defense. So are you bringing up that Bogdanov? Are you going to talk about Bogdanovic's defense?
We're comparing the two players. Now we're going to the two players. Who's better off the dribble, getting to the basket? Who's the better who's the better playmaker? Now, if we're gonna talk about their defense, cool. Both of them can suck. But if
both of them suck.
I don't even know how you rock it out for Fournier. Rocking out for Fournier. Honestly, we should just get off this topic. I'm sorry, I even brought Bogdan question because I heard some other Knicks content creators going off on it. But this is making me sweat, bro, because they both
Yeah, these bro. I'm not even the thing is the thing is with me and Bogdanovic is not that Bogdanovic is the cure-all or he's a bad player. What I'm saying is a lot of content creators can say a lot of stuff, and this is one of the wild things that I was saying on the show previous to this one, that we got to be careful from the stuff that we start hearing. Because in theory, why would the Knicks initiate a trade for Bogdanovic or the one in Detroit? Because we have Evan Fournier. All of them, all three players.
Yeah, I didn't agree with the one in Detroit, definitely. Yeah.
Right, all three players. They're the same archetype. The Euro perimeter scorer. That some nights they look like maybe your best or second best player on a night or two within the month. Right, but you can't consistently. Say that again.
No. I let you finish your statement, but what I was saying is, I think that we're kind of button a little bit on the Fournier contract because we don't want to lose him for nothing.
Right,
everything against the wall to try to get that contract up out of here.
Well, in my opinion, I think Fournier's contract is more valuable than he is. Right. That's my opinion. I don't value. I don't value Fournier like that. Right. I don't. But at the same time, I wouldn't renew Evan Fournier's contract by trading for Bogdanovic. And now you're stuck with a player that's slightly better than Fournier, but then you still have the Fournier contract all over again for 2 or 3 more years. Right.
So
I don't want to do that.
Let me ask you the question about. So if we don't get anything off this trading deadline, would you be open to the option just so we can have another expiring contract next year?
Let me tell you this. Your mic is in and out.
Wait. Let me take these out then.
Yeah. Your microphone going. Say it again.
You hear me now, Freezy?
Yeah, perfect.
All right, cool. So my question was, so if this trade deadline, right, we don't get the Fournier joint off the books, would you be open to picking up his option just so he could be a chip for next year's trade deadline?
Yes and no. Yes, I would. If you're talking about strictly business, yes, I would. I think it's the smart business move to make, right? But if you're talking about the human element of it, no. Man, if he don't want to be here, let him go, bro.
No, right? That's a fact.
So if you're talking about what we learned in business school about how to manage commodities and assets and such, then you take the human element out of it and just go from there, right? But if you're talking about, from the human element, why are you keeping him prisoner? You know what I'm saying? The man want to go somewhere he want to play, and here he's not going to play here with this coach. So if you're talking about the asset manager, Freezy, yes, absolutely. If you don't get anything at the trade deadline, you keep him. you pick up his option, and you go through the same scenario again next trade deadline, right, in 2025, right? But from the human element, do you really want to think about what I'm going to say to you, bro? Do you really want to hold somebody captive from 2022 to 2025?
Nah. Yeah. You're right. I always thought about it from a future free agent or a future trade target standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Gotta clean it up to make guys want to come here. You know what I'm saying? And I think that the Fournier situation combined with, even though I agree with getting rid of our young core, we kind of went about it a way that might leave a sour taste in people's mouth. And I think Fournier is kind of adding on to that a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Let me see. Hold on for just a second. Yeah. Sorry about that. My thing is it should be simple. Go get the guy you want and worry about the price later. If you have dreams of this team playing in June, what you pay in January is not even going to be like for instance, do you think the Lakers regret trading Brandon Ingram and Josh Hart?
Not at all.
Not at all. Because they have a championship. And they have Anthony Davis in his prime. They don't care. If you're the Knicks and you have 8 picks that you can trade, and of course, you have 8 picks that you can trade. Now, you can't trade all 8 of them at one time, right? I think the most you can trade at one time is 6 because you can't trade first-round picks of your own in back-to-back years. Now, you can trade other teams' picks back-to-back and how many years it don't matter, right? But you can't trade your own in back-to-back years because of Ted Stepien, the former team president of the Cleveland Cavaliers, who didn't care about draft picks, right? But if you're the Knicks and you want DeJounte Murray, you should have had him yesterday.
Yeah.
Right? If you're the Knicks and you want perfect scenario, to me, the perfect scenario, if it's me, go get Brogdon and DeJounte Murray.
Yeah, we definitely got enough assets for it. Definitely got enough. But I think it's like a PTSD situation, though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you could, because we just go off if we gonna go off of history, it's like every time we went all in, we made the wrong choice, and I think that's kind of holding back the situation a little bit.
Right, but that doesn't apply here. Right? Because in the past, when we went all in, you never had a surplus of young talent, draft picks, and quality guys on the roster at the same time.
No, that's a fact. This is probably the best roster we've had in a very long time. Not even probably, this is. Not even probably, this is.
All right, so let me... The host of the show, I got to play his intro. You know how he like theme music, man. So let me play my guy thing and bring him in. Yeah. Look out your window. Knicks fans is on your block. Y'all know the Knicks run the city. Pull them shades back. Look out your window. Look down there on the block. That's Knicks fans right there. It's about that time. It's about that time of the week where you get ready for your work week with a man that is so smooth he does not require a chaser. Your main man, the real Anthony D. And your main man, Jersey's finest, the hood representative, Uncle Freezy. Yo.
saying, who don't love a good intro? That intro is fire. What are we talking about?
Hey, Mike, I'm gonna put you backstage just for a second so I can get AD warmed up real
Oh
quick.
yeah. Y'all
And
do
then,
your
and then,
thing. Y'all do your thing, fellas. I'm gonna listen.
all right. So yeah, man. So yeah, that
Good
intro,
afternoon.
that's fire.
That intro, every time I hear it, it's like it just says drop top, lean back. Where we
Every
going?
time I hear it, bro, every time I hear it, I be thinking, yo, you are now listening to 98.7 Kiss FM in the afternoons.
Mm. Mm.
Yo, for those that actually remember 98.7 Kiss FM, the home of R&B and hip hop. For those that remember that. But
Yeah.
whatever. AD was good, bro.
I'm here, we chilling. My bad. You know, trying to get the repair person. Well, not the repair person necessarily, but just doing some stuff in the house that just took a little longer than. But I was listening. You know, Mike jumped off, man. I mean, Mike, come on, come back.
Yeah, man. Mike up here talking about Bogdanovic.
You know, I'm gonna say salute to the chat first and foremost, but I'm not gonna lie to you, Freezy. I do like Bogdanovic.
Okay.
Right? But I'm not gonna say if we get Bogdanovic, he takes us to, that's that piece. No.
Yeah, he takes us to another place, take us to another land.
No,
That's
he would be he has that New York-ish energy, I think.
He ain't got no dick.
I think he has a certain kind of toughness that I like. Yeah, I know the numbers are not, overwhelmingly, but I like.
Bro, he Deuce McBride.
No,
put up the same type numbers.
No, Deuce is a little bit away yet. But I would invest. I wouldn't go. No, Deuce is not Bogdanovic. He's a little bit away from Bogdanovic. Let's keep it a buck. But I would. I mean, Deuce, if I got Bogdanovic, but you still need a little more. You see what I'm saying? But I wouldn't. But to your point, and I want to say I'm not abandoning you, my man. Right? You're here at the prom in what? Dirty old muddy shoes with the best chick in the land? No. You go out there and if you wanted DeJounte Murray, get him.
Go get him.
If you want Donovan Mitchell, I said I would never say this name again on these airwaves. Go get him.
Bro, it don't matter if the ladies are in the place with style and grace. I don't care if I'm gonna take them shoes to the bathroom and do a little something, and I'm you know me, bro.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to fix them. You're not gonna come in there and telling LaDonda with her fineness that I'm Uncle Freezy. You need to be next to me, and she gonna look down at your shoes. You're gonna go, yeah, what's that on your shoes? Right. Ladies are good for that.
You know what I'm gonna tell her? When she say that, and I'm gonna be like, I apologize, baby, but I walked through hell and high water to get to you. That's what I'm gonna say off rip.
Bam. That's why you're Uncle Freezy.
That's why I'm Uncle Freezy.
That's why.
Don't you say something about my shoes? Hey, I apologize, but I done walked through hell and high water to get to you, babes. I'm sorry. But Absolutely. I'll do it all over again just for a chance, just for this chance.
Some Denver Morgan in the back. Anything for you. Yo, put that on right now, Freezy.
Bro, I'm telling you,
that's
Denroy Morgan.
That's still tearing the scene down, yo. Damn near 50 years later.
Damn near 50. That song is damn near 50 years old, bro.
That's what, 19 what?
80. That's 80.
That's 80, right? Right.
Yeah, that's 80. They played it at my sixth grade. They played it at my sixth grade formal.
Mm-hmm.
12 years.
It has the nothing in the world that I won't do. Like it had that setup that all right, here he goes. We about to get that serious move.
I remember Mr. Williams pulled that record out, and yo, I mentioned Mr. Williams a lot on the channel. I don't know if the new people know about Mr. Williams, but Mr. Williams is my the teacher that told me that Clyde Frazier was AD. Remember I told you about that? I was it was all of them outside. All of them outside smoking cigarettes. This is when adults used to smoke anywhere.
Yeah, basically.
Yo, he had a cigarette. Yo, no lie, he had an ashtray in the classroom. Now he couldn't smoke during school, but after school he been, got me. But anyway,
yeah.
I remember him pulling that out, bro. He played that, bro. I was like, look, I got it.
No, shout out to Denroy Morgan for real. He had
man.
And I hate putting this on people, calling them one-hit wonders. You know what I mean? Because your moment is your moment.
Yeah.
And him, like so many others, didn't fumble the moment.
Right.
So to tie it to the Knicks, that's what we need. We need a guy that's not going to fumble the moment. Don't be cheap. You know what I'm saying?
Don't be cheap.
This is not the time to be cheap. This is where I get animated with them because I'm like, what have you been saving these goddamn picks for?
I'm right. I'm with you.
I heard you say something about them expiring. Some of the conditional picks will expire if you don't use them within a year. So why did you get them?
No, not the picks. The trade exceptions.
Oh, the trade exceptions. Okay. Ammunition. Why do you let the ammunition go? No.
Right. Yeah.
It's that time. Again, you're watching Brunson do Brunson-like things.
Right. Hey, I wanted to say, I was trying to redo the background for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was trying to animate the Larry Johnson 4-point play, but in order for me to do it, it would have been a video and it took up the whole screen. So on one spot right here, I think that's LJ taking a shot against Indiana, right? You remember that?
Yep.
And then on the other one, it's like the court. You remember how the court erupted the whole arena?
I think the whole entire it was like a tornado. Like literally, when he hit that shot, I don't think there is a bigger shot moment. Maybe the Ewing putback,
right?
But the Ewing putback, it was just no. Maybe the Ewing putback or the Allen Houston's up and in, but that wasn't that
was in Miami.
That was in Miami, right? I'm messing up the two, but in the Garden. Yeah, maybe that.
I think the
Starks dunk. Yeah, the Starks dunk was like.
Starks almost blew the top off Madison Square Garden, bro.
Yeah, because immediately real Knicks fans realized that Jordan was in the picture.
Right.
It wasn't like we had to wait 20 years to be like, identify. Nope, Mike, that's you.
That's
on
you.
The back. That's you and Horace. That's you, Horace.
Pat Ewing pushed BJ Armstrong all the way out to the Long Island Sound on that screen. Pat was just like, he pushed that man all the way to the Long Island Sound.
Literally, that was more than an elbow. That was like, boom, to free him up, and he just,
yeah.
This is a pre-knee injury. People just don't remember sometimes that man was in the dunk competition one year.
Yeah.
John Starks had ups.
Yeah.
He would bang it on you.
Starks was an athlete, bro. That's one of the things that people forget, man.
He banged it on Olajuwon.
Yeah. That team was, bro. That Knicks team was athletic, though we didn't play athletically, but we had some athletes on that team, bro. Like you can't, like a cat ain't gonna tell me that Xavier McDaniel was not athletic. I mean, come on, bro. What are we talking about now?
Well, by the time they got him, he got the knee issues, but he could still bang it on you, but he wasn't X from
Seattle.
Seattle.
Nah,
he wasn't that dude.
Fast. He was still fast though, bro.
No, he was still fast and stuff. They just grinded out the athleticism out of him.
Right.
You know,
it's not like he Orlando Woolridge. Like one year you an athlete, and the next year you can't even do nothing. You can't even walk and chew bubble gum. Remember Orlando Woolridge with the Pistons? No,
yeah.
But you remember Orlando Woolridge with the Bulls, though. You know what I'm saying? You know, we remember Orlando Woolridge with the Lakers for that year or two, but nobody remember Orlando Woolridge with the 3/4 undersized energy guy. Nobody. Who cares?
Because they weren't good. They weren't in the annals of time. Nobody will remember them, but people who used to watch basketball on a Sunday afternoon. Literally on a Sunday afternoon. No, nobody's doing that. But back where we were, Freezy. I mean, I would just really go into my Rams mode, my San Fran mode. I'm watching the game last night, San Fran against the Packers, and you realize that organizations that are really going for it, Freezy, right. They don't hold on to the future when the present means so much more.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? San Fran went out and traded for Chase from the Commanders
Chase Young. Yeah,
Chase Young. The year before, they go get McCaffrey. I mean, they just keep on. It's like, what? I mean, we got to get rid of this dude that we trade Lance, whatever. We drafted him. We traded him. You know what? Goodbye.
Bye.
So what?
You got paid?
Out of here. Paid. Out of here. Because the mission is what? The mission is to get to the championship. Not only get there, but winning it. Now, them winning it with Shanahan, that's a whole other story. But the philosophy of them, how they're moving in this wave of get out the way, that's how you go at it. You don't waste your prime players' prime.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't waste your prime players' prime.
Right. I'm with you.
PPP.
But listen, the Bogdanovic thing, I think, and right now, content creators are gonna be, and no disrespect to the good ones, no disrespect to the good content creators out there, much disrespect to the bad content creators. Y'all hear me? To all the bad content creators out there, I hope y'all internet stop working. But for all the good content creators out there, man, salute to y'all, right? My thing is, Bogdanovic. For cats like Bogdan, what do you trade? Why would you trade for a Bogdanovic and you already have Evan Fournier, man?
Because that ship has sailed, Freezy.
No, what I'm saying to you is
sailed. I mean, even when they gave him some run, I'm gonna be fair to Evan Fournier. Okay, let me just say this: I didn't want Evan Fournier in the first place because you knew off top it wasn't the fit that this coach who plays a certain style wanted. Evan Fournier in Orlando, he was not just a top of the key 3, side corner 3. No.
Right.
Evan Fournier, if you talk about that Evan Fournier from Orlando, whatever, who am I taking, him or Bogdanovic? No, I'm taking that Evan Fournier. Right? Because he could do so much more, but on a bad team.
Right.
You see, the only meaningful games he ever really played prior to the Knicks was that one half a season with Boston.
Okay, so meaningful is subjective, but I feel you.
A meaningful meaning playoffs. You never been to the playoffs before.
Yeah, Orlando used to go to the playoffs all the time.
Not with him.
Yeah.
Not with Evan Fournier.
Yeah, with Vucevic and Aaron.
Not with no. Oh no, sir.
Okay.
Oh no, sir. Not with Evan Fournier. Oh no. But that's not his fault. That's the organization. That's a whole other situation. My point is, him, if I'm taking him over that Bogdanovic or whatever, yeah. But this ship has sailed with Evan Fournier. Like I heard I think Mike was saying that would you pick back up his option to wait till the next trading? Are you mad?
Right. Yeah,
he would start doing some.
You didn't hear the complete conversation then, because the complete conversation is not Evan Fournier, but would you do it to keep Evan Fournier's contract as an asset?
No,
not for Fournier the player.
No,
right,
no.
And neither would we, because why would you keep an NBA player hostage from 2022 to 2025?
Yes,
it's not fair.
It's not Marcus Allen. No.
Even if you think he's a bad player, why would you keep him around that long?
Yes.
That was the point. So you agree with us then? Why would you keep him around?
Now you're doing bad business. Now you're doing bad business, and you already got bad highlights right now with the owner. You know what I'm saying? You don't need anything else. Deflecting away from what the mission is here this year. See what I'm saying? Let that contract go. Let that walk. Like, why would you hold on to? Like, what? You can't tell me that you couldn't have traded him already. Sorry, Evan Fournier is not a burger.
Right.
He's a bum. The last time they had him, it was worth anything. He set the Knicks record, whatever that's worth in 3-point shooting. So he's not something that's not a commodity. No. And you go into next year, like they would really think about that. That would be bad business. No, let that go.
Right. So
I expect him to be gone. I expect him to be gone in the next 2 weeks. Yes.
Right. So you agree with us, basically?
Yes, I do.
Right.
100%.
Yeah. So and the reason why we have to preface it that way is because the Evan Fournier situation is just not a situation where it's just Evan Fournier's a bad basketball player, cut him. No, it's not that. Evan Fournier's contract has value to it, and you can get something reasonable for Evan Fournier and Evan Fournier to keep it a stack. Evan Fournier on playoff caliber teams that need offense, like the Cleveland Cavaliers, like the Orlando Magic. Evan Fournier in Indiana in a wide open offense that doesn't value defense is a key contributor. He's a key contributor, but for us, for the Knicks, we value balance, right? We're not all in on defense like Orlando. We value balance. That's the reason why Jalen Brunson is our point guard, right? Because if we just valued defense only, Jalen Brunson would not be the starting point guard of the New York Knicks. For those that say, no, Tibbs is all in on defense. No, he not. I'm telling y'all this because a lot of times, maybe bad content creators say stuff and they have no idea what they're talking about. But if Tibbs was all in on defense, do you think he'd be starting Jalen Brunson at point?
No. I mean, he would still start him because his effort, whatever you feel like Jalen Brunson. Okay. So yes, I would say he would still start, no question about it. But to your point, it's where his defensive philosophy folds out, like where he has to have it. He has to have it at the center. He has to have it at the wing, right? He desires it at the two. And his sixth man, he definitely wants a guy coming off the bench that also has defensive capability. The thing is, his offensive philosophy is to attack. Penetrate.
Yeah, but AD, home security starts with closing your front door. How you gonna have an alarm system and your front door is wide open? What's the point, right?
Right about that.
Right? What's the point?
Right about that, absolutely.
So yeah, so the thing is with a Jalen Brunson and Tibbs is the Knicks value balance. They want elite defense and really good scoring, right? Because we've been in those situations already where we put forth an elite defense and you didn't have enough scoring to compete with even the worst teams. Even if you hold the worst team in the playoffs to 90 points, or say you hold a team to 96 points, right? We still lost 96-92.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because we didn't have enough offense. You held a team under 100 points, and you held their role players, Duncan Robinson, Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, guys like that,
It
to
wasn't
under
about
100
defense.
points, and you
Exactly.
didn't have enough offense to compete.
Exactly.
Right. So just to clarify there, right? But the Evan Fournier thing is the reason why Fournier is intriguing right now, and it makes sense from a lot of different basketball perspectives, is in an asset management scenario, you just want to get the most juice from the squeeze, right? Right. You don't want to trade Evan Fournier for a bag of peanuts when the Lakers are offering you a first round pick for him. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, the Lakers right now could use an Evan Fournier, right? And I'm telling Knicks fans, listen, the Evan Fournier contract is value because in my mind, I think you could legit trade Quentin Grimes and Evan Fournier to the Lakers for Austin Reeves right now. And people would say, man, why would you trade for Austin Reeves? He on a contract for 3 more years because he fit the timeline, bro. And he's a primary ball handler / starter. You can play DiVincenzo, Hart, and a big together, and he can supply the offense, right?
Yeah, I'm there with you on it, but they would want more than that.
Yeah,
but I think they're scared. I think they're scared to make that maneuver because
I'm saying it from a Knicks perspective. I don't care.
Okay. I see what you're saying. No, that would be. I mean, that would be very nice. That would be.
Right, Army knife offensive guard that could either start or come off the bench.
Absolutely.
You can play him with any lineup you got. You can play him and Randle when Brunson's on the bench.
Absolutely.
You can play him and Brunson with Randle on the bench. You could bring him off the bench when Brunson and Randle are cooking. It adds like this element of flexibility to Tibbs, who's going into the playoffs, is getting out coached by other coaches because sometimes he's pressing the right button, but the button ain't working.
The button ain't working.
Yeah.
Bim.
Yeah, so it's one of them. It's one of them things where the Evan Fournier contract should get you back at least an asset that's valuable enough to either get you the piece that you need or opens it up so it can make a way for you to get the piece that you need. Right? Like if you're the Lakers right now are struggling because they don't have playmakers outside of LeBron and AD. Right? And so in the ideal situation for them, DeJounte Murray, he's a clutch client. He playing LeBron, know all them guys, right? That's the perfect fit for them. But do they have the pieces to get a DeJounte Murray? No. The Knicks have the pieces to get a DeJounte Murray. Right? So do you help the Lakers facilitate that move by bringing in other assets from the Lakers? Do you jump in and give Atlanta the pieces that they need so they can get DeJounte Murray, but the Knicks get, say, Patty Mills and Clint Capella, and then Jared Vanderbilt from the Lakers? I would be all in for that.
I'd be all in for that.
Right?
I'd be quite all in for that. Absolutely.
Every time I say LeBron, my dogs start barking. DSJ, every time I say LeBron, my dogs start barking.
Salute, DSJ. Salute. Absolutely. But again, it's, they just have to have the desire. If they go past this trade deadline, Freezy, and I hate putting it in the air, and have not made a significant maneuver besides OG. OG's nice, absolutely works with the whole balance situation that fine. I'm good with that. That's not enough to get it done. It's just not. It's not. We saw something last night with McBride, and I was like, this is exactly why. This is exactly why they need to whether it's Schroeder, Rozier, Bowen, whoever, Donovan. I literally pointed to a play. I can't remember it offhand. I was like, this is exactly why they have to go out and get someone else in there. And those guys are available. It just makes too much sense. And it boggles the mind to even think that that they won't pull the trigger on this, because history says that this is not who they are.
Right, but here's the thing. Here's the thing too, AD. The Knicks front office has never been this close. Right, this front office.
I thought they were close last year, Freezy. Keep it a buck.
No, I'm with you. Right, but
you were the one who pointed the way. Remember that.
No, I said there was a pathway.
I
didn't say they were going to storm through the playoffs. I would say that there was a pathway. Right? You said there's a pathway.
There's a pathway, and all they need was a pathfinder.
Right, we could win the NBA championship.
Yes,
is what I'm saying. What I'm saying right now, AD, is if everything breaks right, we can win the NBA championship this year, and this is how. Right. Our championship path is matchup dependent, like everybody's championship path. But with ours, though, we can't afford to get caught up in entanglements with certain teams, right? We don't want to see Philadelphia, right? Because we don't want to have the referees interfering with stuff. Like, we don't want to see Joel Embiid taking 18 free throws a game for 7 games, right? But that's what's going to happen. Whoever Philadelphia plays, because he's gonna cry his way to 18 free throws, right? What we want is a matchup on the wings. We don't want to face any big man in the playoffs, right? We want teams that score on the wings, right? We want a Boston type team, a perimeter oriented team where we can guard their bigs out on the perimeter. And we have lockdown wing defenders that can match up. Now, with that said, nobody's going to stop Jason Tatum from scoring 30 points a game. And nobody's going to stop Jaylen Brown from scoring 30 points a game in the playoffs, right? But what you want to do is cap them at 30, right? You got your 30, so what? He got his 30. He averaged 30. He got his 30, right? But what you want to do is get you some OG Anunoby, Denny Avdija, Tari Eason, like defenders coming off your bench, where you can rotate them guys on whoever the hot hand is for Boston or for Orlando. My fear is that the Orlando Magic is going to take our pathway, right? What we want to do is ensure that we get Cleveland or a Cleveland type team in the first round. Stay in that 4 or 5 matchup. I don't care about being a number 2, number 3 seed, right? I want to be 4 or 5. That way, when we win our series, we get Boston, right? I don't want to be the 2 seed and then have to go through damn Milwaukee and Philly just to get to Boston. That doesn't fit us. Our perfect scenario is whoever finishes 4 or 5 with us, right? Because I don't want to be in that 2-6, 2-7 matchup or that 3-6 matchup, right? All right. I don't want to see Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think this team needs to see Boston in the second round, right? Knock off Boston, and then on the other side, hope a flawed team beats that team. I don't want the Knicks to dictate anything. I want them to be lucky, right? And I know that sounds weird, right? But Miami did it last year, right? If we beat Miami last year, then we'd have been on that same path. Remember how Miami was knocking off teams last year? They caught a hurt Bucks team. They caught a reeling Boston team that had just came out of a 7-game series with Philly and all of that. They got lucky, right? What we want to do is make sure that we get a path too that we can thrive in. And so with that said, you want to stack your roster against that type team, right? Because ultimately, there aren't enough centers in the NBA or big men in the NBA to guard Giannis and to guard Embiid for 7 games.
Freezy. All right. I'm going to respond to that, but I'm going to ask you a question. right? When you were fighting, and you were, whether it was fighting for the Green Street Championship multiple times, or you were
I never lost though, and I never lost in that tournament.
okay in that tournament.
I did lose in Texas Golden Gloves though. The Texas Golden Gloves run up. I lost like 4 times.
Okay, but in that tournament, I'm going to assume that you knocked a couple of people out.
Okay.
Okay. Did you ever pick the guy up and go to him, hey, buddy, you're still better than me. Even though I knocked you out, you're still that guy.
Shannon Briggs, watch your back. I'm joking. I'm joking with Shannon Briggs, man.
I say this to say, you think I'm afraid as a Knicks fan? I would be afraid or not want to play Philly and Embiid? Did you watch him as when they beat Denver the other night, and he was so happy for that regular season outperforming a guy that has absolutely dominated this league over the last several years, and mind you, has that elusive ring that you can never be healthy enough even to get to the final stage.
Right.
I'm not scared of Philly. The one thing I know between Philly and Boston is that Boston is the one that's going to find a way to get to the door that you have to go through to get to the finals. I don't doubt that, because that's what their record has said that they've done over these last 5-6 years or whatever. Philly, not so much. Not afraid of Philly. Not afraid of a guy that wants to hang MVP trophies in the middle of the season. Hey, Ma, look at an MVP trophy. We got an MVP banner up in the rafters.
Right.
Doc, Moses, even
Iverson.
Mark Ivoroni, all those guys, they got a championship up in the banner. So I'm afraid of the guys that got championships up in the banner. I'm afraid of the Bostons. I'd be leery of the Bostons, not the Phillies. I'm sorry. Not with Embiid.
Championship banners don't have anything to do with that though, bro.
But those guys that I'm talking about, the today era of Boston, all they've done or been close to is been in the finals. They're battle tested. They're tough.
Okay.
They're tough in the playoffs. Embiid is not tough in the playoffs.
Okay.
Let's just make sure. Let's just be clear with that. Okay?
Right.
Let's go no further than last year in Game 6.
I think you're overstating how good this team is.
You gotta show me first. They're not better than the Knicks.
Jaylen Brown cooking, and we like, man, I don't care. We got Dante DiVincenzo. Okay.
But Boston is always cooking. That's my point. Boston is always cooking. Philly's not. I'm not going into the playoffs or that Philly is something. Philly and Embiid is something I went. Why? Because Embiid has scored 30 points in 20 straight games. Whatever. Have at it.
Yeah,
Get another 20 straight. Have at it.
I'm with you. I'll
see you in the playoffs.
I'm not saying that I'm afraid, bro. What I'm saying is based on what the rosters look like today. Getting a Boston is our best way to get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
No way.
Yep.
No way. I'd rather go through Philly first. And the only team that
you say that because we beat Philly on a Friday Friday night in a way, but you don't want
their best player. You can defend him in the playoffs, Freezy.
With who?
With just him.
Say Hartenstein's hurt right now, bro.
Whomever.
Hartenstein. No, you can't.
He's the type of player. He's the type of player, Freezy, that if things are going well, right? Meaning if he can just do what he want to do and he ain't got to work for it, and he sees them going in, you're going to have a bad night. Right? If you forget about him for a little bit, like what happened last year, okay, and in previous years, okay, he'll begin to drift further and further. He'll fall in love with that three.
Okay.
Okay, you can defend him when he's not on it like that. Nah.
Wait a minute. Which player are you talking? You talking about the league MVP, Joel Embiid, or are you talking about?
I'm talking about the league MVP, Joel Embiid, the proud league MVP, Joel Embiid. Yeah, talk about that guy.
Does this team have anybody in the league MVP conversation?
Jalen Brunson.
Man, stop! Come on, bro. Come on, you got to relax, bro. This
is what I'm saying. See, this is what I'm saying. You want to look and glorify outside of the organization. You're going to tell me that I can't say or I can't feel like Jalen Brunson is not currently I'm the one that touted the house of the Brunsons. Me. I John the Baptist that. You're going to tell me that Jalen Brunson possibly right now is on the MVP conversation? Jalen Brunson right now is on the nightly. I don't care if Embiid get another 20, 30. That don't necessarily mean you MVP because you got all the stats.
Okay. AD jumping out the window for Jalen Brunson. And
I'm a Knick, baby. I'm a Knick.
No
disrespect. Understand
it. We value Jalen Brunson, but the thing is we know that Jalen Brunson needs a better roster. Even if Jalen Brunson and Joel Embiid played to a draw, Philly just has a better roster than us right now. I mean, it's just what it is.
You're really respecting Tobias Harris. Like, come on, Freezy. These are guys that, if you want to tell me that Maxey, absolutely. But again, this would be his first time in that lead type co-star position going into the playoffs. Okay. Last year, he was number 3. The year before that, he was maybe 3 or 4. This is the first year that he's ascended to that top co-star spot.
Okay.
He, right or wrong, he got to do it first. You know what I mean? The guys you mentioned, the other teams, the Milwaukees, the Bostons of the world, they got guys that have done that. Okay. Look what Dame did the other night off that inbounds pass. Did you doubt it for a moment that Dame was going to hit that 3?
That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is the Knicks will have a easier path because of the systems and schemes that we run. Right? That's just what it is. No, right? And right now, if we're talking about stopping, if the playoffs started today, our starting center might be Jericho Sims. But it's not starting today, right? The playoffs will start in April. And what I'm saying to you is if the Knicks can't keep a center healthy, right? And this has been our issue under Tibbs, whether you like that statement or not. Under Tom Thibodeau ruins starting centers. Y'all know this.
He ruins centers. He ruins guards.
No. Relax, bro. Relax. Stay on this topic, bro. Stay on point with me. Hear me out before we just jump off the cliff. Right? Stay here with me.
I already did that according to you.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I can't bounce back. I could bounce back and do it again.
You climbing up the mountain and jump off again? You climbing up the mountain and jump off again?
I did a bungee jump. I swang back.
He did all of that just to do it all over again. What I'm saying to you is since Tom Thibodeau has been here, you've seen the rash of injuries at the center position, bro. You've seen it. Right now, maybe we don't talk about it because maybe it's taboo, right? But you saw Nerlens Noel stay injured. You saw Mitchell Robinson stay injured. You saw Norvell Pell.
Oh dear God! Hold on. Did you really say Nerlens Noel?
Yeah. Leon gave him a 3-year deal.
That's Tom Thibodeau's fault because he gave a man in his junior high school body a $30 million contract. That man came here injured.
But that's not the point. The point is whoever you put at center in Tom Thibodeau's schemes stays hurt. That's the point I'm making. I'm not talking about Leon Rose's track record of contracts. I'm talking about injuries at the center position right now.
Was Mitch not a hurt product before Tom Thibodeau got here?
No, Mitch was a raw product before Tom Thibodeau got here. Mitchell Robinson used to stay in foul trouble. That's the reason why he couldn't stay on the floor. You know that.
We're blaming Tom Thibodeau for Mitch being brittle. That's what we're doing.
Yo, hey man, get off the thing and go get AD. Tell AD to come up.
Is that what we're doing? Oh my God!
I'm saying one thing, and it's like you bouncing around to another thing. What I'm saying to you is that New York Knicks centers under Tom Thibodeau often get hurt, and instead of you saying I agree with you or no, I disagree, you're saying Leon Rose gave Nerlens Noel a 3-year deal. Or asking me what I just said when I stated it clearly. I was clear when I said it. Right? The thing is this. We can't I don't think we can reasonably say we look forward to a matchup with a team with a starting center that's MVP caliber when our own centers stay hurt. We just can't. I just don't think that's the path. I think that's the path to the greatest resistance. I think the path to least resistance is fill up at a position that's easy to fill and go chase Boston and throw multiple bodies at wing scorers. It just makes more sense.
No, it makes more sense to you. No. These wing scorers that you're talking about.
No to what you're saying.
These wing scorers that you're talking about chasing down over in Boston are MVP type or guys that Tatum and Brown, these guys have been to the finals.
Did you say MVP?
Yeah, but I also said that these guys have gone to the finals, that these guys continue at the top of the mountain. You would rather, okay, that's fine. You'd rather chase to attack Boston in that way because you see it. No. I'd rather attack the weakling up the I-95, which is Embiid.
Hey, if you could trade Hartenstein for Joel Embiid right now, would you do it?
Of course I would.
So what's that? So
I would.
You would trade.
But who wouldn't do that? We're not. But that's not the point.
Who would call the reigning league MVP a weakling? Only Anthony D.
Because that's what he values, being MVP.
I just feel like there's some double talk going on, bro.
That's what he values.
He's a weakling, but you would trade for him.
In this scenario versus who would you take? Would you take Embiid over Tatum?
Are you? Wait a minute.
I'm asking you a question. Would you take Embiid over Tatum?
What's the scenario? Or what are you talking about?
No. Just if you had to choose in your players in your ranking, is Embiid a better player than Tatum?
Right now, yes. In my mind.
Okay.
In my mind, and so does the rest of the NBA. The dude's the reigning MVP, not Jason Tatum. But if you're asking me who would I rather build a team around right now, I would take Jason Tatum because Tatum is younger. That's the reason why I asked you just to qualify, just for so I can get an understanding of. If you're asking who would I rather build a team around, if we were to acquire him at the trade deadline, of course it's Tatum, right? But if you're talking about overall today, just both players know it's their last year. I think Joel Embiid is the guy.
You're in love with
the
his
Coco.
Yeah, something. The Coco Loso, something. Because I mean, okay. Embiid is just okay. For me, Embiid is just okay. He doesn't make me think, well, going into a series.
Would you trade Randle, Anunoby, and Hartenstein for him today? For Embiid?
All three of them?
Yeah. Would you be satisfied with Brunson and Embiid? Of course he would, everybody. Of course he would.
No. I don't know if I would.
Of course. See, that trade right there doesn't even get you Jason Tatum.
I don't know if I no, it probably shouldn't, because, but then again, no, that's really disrespectful, because Randle is a 2-time All NBA, so that's really disrespectful. I can't say that.
Probably the best 30 we ever had. Probably the best 30 the Knicks ever had.
You're not even gonna take me down that road. You know, we're not gonna go down that road. We're not gonna go down that road, sir.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying to you is the reason why this pathway makes sense is because one pathway is easier to prepare for than the other. You're not gonna find 2 or 3 Dikembe Mutombos to shut down Joel Embiid. That's impossible. It's even impossible to think about. I gotta go find between now and February 8th. I have to find a Dikembe Mutombo, a Ben Wallace, and a Dwight Howard in his prime in order to stop Joel Embiid, right? But I already have an OG Anunoby, and all I need to do is get 1 or 2 other solid wing defenders to stop Tatum and Brown.
There's no stopping Tatum and Brown. Would you still feel the same way if Mitch and Ihart was healthy?
Would I feel this way if Mitch and Ihart were healthy? No.
Okay.
And it's because of the thing that I mentioned, the aforementioned point of, I think Tom Thibodeau runs centers in the ground. They get hurt too often. So even if they were healthy today, doesn't mean that they'll be healthy February 9th. Right? Even if they were healthy today, doesn't mean they'd be healthy May 2023. Right? For instance, right? For instance, Mitch gutted it out in the Miami series, and we all know he was hurt. We all know Mitch was on one leg with that thigh injury. We don't mention anything about it because what Knicks fans will do, the ones that don't know basketball, will immediately say, well, if you out there, that means you could play. If you can't play, don't go out there. Man, basketball is not just about your ability to move. Basketball is also about thinking the game and keeping a chemistry in place. It's not just mindless bodies that go out there. People have brains. Like, people know what to expect. They got all this experience up top. It's not just about putting a mindless robot out there to just jump real high and run real fast. That's not what it is. Mitchell Robinson was hurt. He was probably at 65, 70%. But what Mitch knows from a defensive perspective helped the Knicks keep a team just about in that 100 and 105 point range, right? Whereas if Jericho Sims was out there able-bodied, he is not Mitchell Robinson, even if Jericho Sims is completely 100% healthy. He is not, and he wasn't available, by the way. He was out with a shoulder injury. But just for the example, you can't just put another dude in another dude's spot, right? Michael Jordan's flu game. Why is Michael Jordan playing the flu game? Why don't you just put Scott Burrell in there? Hey, come on, bro. We can't just say random stuff, y'all. We just can't. Why don't you just put Scott Burrell in the game? Michael Jordan had the flu. First of all, Michael Jordan never had the flu. He had food poisoning, but we still call it the flu game, right? Still call it the flu game, right? People talk about it right now. Michael Jordan said 1,000 a year. I ain't never had the flu. Oh, but the flu game. And then, secondly, Mike played with a stomach virus, right? Food poisoning, right? People are gonna say, "Yo, if you can't play, why he was out there on the floor?" Come on, bro. We can't do stuff like that, bro. We have to start thinking about this game at a higher level. It's not as simple as what people talk about in the barbershop. The dudes work in the barbershop because they barbers, not because they know basketball. They might know a little bit of basketball, but they barbers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, no disrespect to barbers, because I like staying fresh. I mean, look at me. I'm handsome. You know what I'm saying? I take pride in being handsome.
Oh my God!
but ultimately, what I'm saying is we know Tibbs keeps centers hurt, right? And if we're banking on that strategy to be effective, like, let's just get to the playoffs and we'll just throw big bodies at Giannis and Embiid. Man, we don't have big bodies like that, bro. We just don't.
I think Lisa Stanfield would be very proud of you in this moment, because you've been around the world and
And she can't find me. She can't find me because Mo got me locked up. You know what I'm saying? She can't find me because Mo got me locked up, man. Mo had me locked up for like 30 years. Yeah.
I mean, you respect Embiid's game to that point. I mean, you know, I get it. I'm just, you know.
AD, I'm saying any offensive center, bro, not just Embiid. Any offensive big man.
But here's the thing, Freezy. They don't play through the big like that. If you told me Embiid, all right, I'll give you the Embiid scenario. Okay, if you told me, well, you're gonna go up against Joker, I'll give you that as well. If you told me that you're gonna go up against, you know, Davis and the Lakers, I may give you that. But
right.
They don't play like these bigs for the most part. They're fighting for time on the wing and above the three. They don't play like that. They're back to the basket like that. So I don't look at it the same way you do, thinking, well, if you're going up against a big, you know, or maybe, you know, not even maybe, but a Greek freak big, that type, same thing. You know, he's not back to the basket type of way. He's attacking from the perimeter. They're attacking like guards and wings. You understand what I'm saying? Even with Embiid, again, Embiid will fall in love. He will absolutely. I saw him the other night, and don't get me wrong, it was a crazy move. Embiid comes down, and Joker was the last of defense, and he did the most. He hit him with a whack Euro. Right. I'm like, on full speed. I'm like, well, this is why you have knee problems.
Right.
Because 7'2", 330-pound men are not supposed to run full speed and then stop on a dime like you 6'5", 190 and cross over and
right
lay it.
Right. Yeah, no, I don't think, you could say the same case for dudes that are 6'2", 200. When you see these athletes after their career, regardless of size, bro, they walk like me. And I've had traumatic injuries, like traumatic leg injuries, bro. Just getting over one right now. Right? I walk like Fred Sanford, but Shannon Briggs, if you know what I'm saying, we can
get these hands. Yeah. I think Shannon gonna treat you like Spider Rico right about now.
Yeah,
Shannon's not gonna play. Shannon's not gonna worry about you in the bad leg.
Yeah.
Like, you know what?
She gonna sleep and then sleep.
You gonna put him to sleep?
He gonna sleep on me and then he gonna sleep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because the thing about hands is every human being is not born with cannonballs at the end of their wrists, right? You ever seen big, big men that have big hands that, like, when they land on you, they just land like a wrecking ball. They just land like a wrecking. Everybody not born with that, and then everybody don't know what to do with them wrecking balls.
The sledgehammer. I hear.
Yeah.
We have to call you Freezy the sledgehammer.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. I'm great, man. In a second or two, I'm gonna go in here and turn this ceiling fan on and take me the most old man nap you ever seen in your life. That's why I am right now. But Shannon Briggs, listen, man.
You can still
get charity. Maybe me and Shannon Briggs for charity, bro.
Why not?
Charity of his choice.
Why not?
Yeah. Charity is his choice, man. We'll raise some money watching that man get.
Who you got today?
I don't know. I'm just gonna watch it and just enjoy it.
I think you're gonna have to until somebody takes Mahomes out. I like Detroit. That's a nice story as well. I feel good for them.
Yeah.
That's a nice story.
Shout out to all my people, and I got people in Detroit too, by the way. Shout out to all my people in Detroit, man. And shout out to all my people. Shout out to all my people in the city. You know what I'm saying? In Inwood, Brentwood, Central Islip, Bronx River, South Bronx. Shout out to Jersey City. Shout out to all my people in Jersey City, man. Shout out to all my people in the Carolinas, in Atlanta, in Charlotte,
absolutely,
Nashville, Landover, the area. Glenn Burney, all over. Shout out to all my people, man. Ironically, I don't know if I have family. I have family in Pittsburgh, bro, but no family in Chicago. Imagine that. I have a bunch of friends in Chicago, but no family in the Chi, which is crazy to me. But
absolutely. All right, Freezy. Well, we can leave it right there.
So your Jets changing uniforms, huh?
We're not changing uniforms. We're just going to.
Y'all bringing back the 1980s.
We're going to be the team that we're supposed to be next year, and that's all I'm going to say on that. Thank you very much.
So y'all are going to get the number 1 pick. Y'all bringing back the Keyshawn Johnson era.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I definitely don't know where this conversation started today, but I know where it ended. It ended with you. Look for me and Uncle Freezy in the whirlwind.
Yeah, man. Peace, y'all. And I'm gonna play the joint because it's so smooth that it requires no chaser.
Absolutely.
But I just want to say this about the NFL. Giants, y'all suck. Give us all y'all. And we'll let Williams. Peace, everybody. Yeah. Look out your window. Knicks fans is on your block. Y'all know the Knicks run the city. Pull them shades back. Look out your window. Look down there on the block. That's Knicks fans right there. It's about that time. It's about that time of the week where you get ready for your work week with the man that is so smooth he does not require a chaser. Your main man, the real Anthony D. And your main man, Jersey's finest, the hood representative.